There is one video that always cry. Well, there are probably a lot, but there's one in particular that no matter how many times I see it, it always brings me to tears, and I will always watch it as well whenever somebody shares it on YouTube. I won't say which video it is. I will at the very end of this discussion, but it is the video with Sir Nicholas Winton. I'm sure you'll know which video it is, but if not, I'll talk about it at the end. And when I realised there was a film based on his life called One Life, and then I realised HBC, Helena Bonham Carter, was in it, I was desperate to see it, but I was waiting for it to go onto one of the streaming platforms that I have, and it never did. But I've just resubscribed to Now TV. It is on Now TV in the UK. I gave it a watch, and I'm pleased to say it was absolutely worth the wait. This was released in 2023. It's directed by James Hawes. It's written by Lucinda Coxon and Nick Drake, based on If It's Not Impossible, The Life of Sir Nicholas Winton by Barbara Winton. And we have a cast including Anthony Hopkins as Nicholas Winton in, well, present day at the time. We also have Johnny Flynn as younger Nicholas Winton during the 1930s. And we have Helena Bonham Carter as Nicholas Winton's mother. And if you're unaware of the story, I won't go into too much detail or how it comes about or how it develops. But to make a very long and beautiful story short, Winton was responsible for saving many, I won't say how many in case you don't want it to be spoiled with the film, but many, Jewish children from Czechoslovakia when it was German occupied in the 1930s. And because of his actions, so many lives were saved, and that's what the film is about. And as I said, I won't go into detail about the events leading up to this or how it came about or what actions this required, but it's moving, it's difficult at times. There are times when it's definitely very, very emotional, but I think it's really, really well done. I can't account for the accuracy. I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but I imagine so. I haven't heard anything to the contrary. It has a decent narrative structure as well. As I mentioned, we have Hopkins and Flynn playing Winton at different ages, and I think that worked really well. Ordinarily, I'm not a huge fan of films where it's told primarily in flashbacks. I don't hate it, but because most of this is in the 30s, and then every now and then we'll cut to Hopkins and when he's in his 70s, when Winton was in his 70s. It was just really well done, very well written. The pacing was brilliant. It's so beautiful, absolutely wonderful. Fun fact, he was also living in Hampstead for a period of time on Willow Road, which I quite like. So that made me smile to learn that as well. And I can't fault it. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a wonderful story. It is difficult to watch, but it's very uplifting. It's very moving. It's very, very wonderful. And as I said, I was aware of Winton before this because of this specific video, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But I didn't know all of the specifics. In fact, I knew very little about what he actually did to save those children, and it's educational, assuming it's based mostly on fact. The performances in the film are brilliant. I don't know exactly what Winton's character was like, but I certainly enjoyed Hopkins and Flynn's performances, and honestly, HBC was wonderful as well. I can't fault it. I thought One Life was absolutely fantastic, and I will now tell you what the video is that absolutely made me crumble every time I watch it. I watched it just before doing this as well, just after watching the film, and it's just so beautiful. So this is the last thing I have to say. Watch the film if it's something you're interested in. It's absolutely incredible, absolutely worth the wait. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. So at the very end of the film, we actually do get a little bit of this video, or we get to see what this was like, and it's where Winton is reunited with some of the children he helped to save in the real video. And again, this is a spoiler. I'll explain what happens just so you know why I'm an emotional wreck. In the video, he is told that the person sitting next to him is a child he saved. And then people are asked in the room, if you owe your life to Sir Nicholas Winton, please stand up. And just all of these people around him just rise, and it's just incredible. Every time I watch that, doesn't matter how many times I see it, it's just absolutely stunning. And the film is wonderful. really great experience, very difficult to watch at times, but for all of the right reasons, to see this individual changing the lives, saving the lives of so many people. Yes, it's horrible to think of them in this situation, and that's very emotional, but I also have a lot of happy tears when watching it as well because of all of the goodness that is being done. And I'll say no more. One Life. It's an incredible film, and I cannot recommend it enough. It's absolutely fantastic.